Oh, I got Mashiba came back once again. Shout out to the Hajime Ippo around 1431. It should be correct. Came out earlier today. It's around 2:50. Yeah, 2:52 Eastern Standard Time. And somebody said, "What up to the chapter? Did you miss out on it? Where there's like a computer problem?" No, I just didn't see any value to it at all. I apologize, but just I saw the entire chapter. I didn't like it. I didn't care for it. I just didn't. I just did not. But that's old news. I got a brand new computer on the way. Seems like every year I'm buying a brand new computer for some reason. I don't know, man. Still trying, still grinding, and still hoping for the best. Refuse to give up. But let's get right into it. And we see Rio, we see Mashiba outside the jail. A guy runs up to him and says, "Rio, welcome back." Round 1431, the Grim Reaper's dream. There was only one person he could trust. And Rio, and Misha was like, "Mizutani, yeah, Mizutani-san, what are you doing here?" And the guy's like, Mizu's like, and Mizu's like, "What I'm doing here? I'm your probation officer." And he looks around. And Misha's like, look around all you want. Nobody else is coming. Nobody else knows what happened. Not even my little sister got told. And Mizu's like, "That's fine. You could just set the past and start anew." And Misha's like, "I don't trust you either, you know." And Mizu's like, "That's fine. Regardless what you think of me, I'll stick with you as long as time permits." And he started coughing. And Misha's like, "You know you're sick. Why did you suddenly start running?" And Mizu's like, "It's no problem. Let's go. Look at what a beautiful skies. Look, the universe itself is toasting to your future." And Misha was like, "Shut up." "Well, more likely this man going to die." And they're walking away from the jail. Your little sister is at your relative's house. She's waiting for you. I believe Misha's like, "I just can't show up empty-handed. I need to show thanks somehow." And I believe this Misha's like, she's waiting for you. And we see the apartment, the classic Mashiba apartment / house. And Misha's like, "How great. You two can live there together." And Mashiba paused. And the Mizu's like, "Are you nervous about something?" And Misha's like, "They even had me meet with a psychiatrist, but I got no confidence that I can keep this guy inside me suppressed forever." Now, the reason why I'm reading the strange is, and that this is not shown with text bubbles. This is all just text. So you have two people talking. You don't really know who's talking. Like, if it was just one thing text and the other one's not, real reasonable. But in this case, it's an odd choice. And Mizutani is like, I see. You've got 4 more energy to your average person. Let's try sports as an outlet. And Misha was like, "Sports? That ain't me." And he dropped some guy. And we see Misha was coach. And everybody in the background is like, "Whoa, you're strong and visual." Misha was like, said to himself, "What? They're praising me for hitting someone? Is this a joke?" And Misha was coach like, "You can aim to become world champion. You could be super rich." And Misha was like, "Rich?" And Mizu's like, "So you currently need living expenses?" "Oh yeah, you currently need living expenses." "Well, I got another promotion out for a friend of mine. He said he'll hire you. Let's go see him." "Can you work an honest job?" "Me?" I believe this is Misha was saying to himself. "Oh, we got tons of guys like you here. I don't care about past. It's all about moving forward to the future." And we see the boss man, and his daughter, the leaders of the Hero Paradise group. And we see outside the Mashiba house. I decided. And I believe this Kuma's like, no, I believe this Misha was like, "What?" And Kuma's like, "I'm going to become a nurse." And Misha's like, "Yeah." Kuma's like, "That way, even if you come home injured, I could still be the one to treat you." And Misha's like, "The hell? You don't need to worry about anything. Once I become world champion, you can live more comfortably." And you can see the probation officers in the hospital bed. And he's like, you bought this with your first fight money for me, and this is a hat. It's like a dream. I want to go see you shine bright in the ring. And Misha's like, hurry up and get better, because I'm not stopping. And then he fights Miata. And Misha's like, that must have been fear for the first time in my life. I didn't really want to use. And of course, with the imagery, it wasn't Mashiba who chose to do that. No, it's this other guy who made him step on Miata's foot. I couldn't hold him back, he says to himself. And then, I guess against Ippo, he gets uppercutted. That guy inside me was completely crushed by Muckin. Like, what? What? Wait, what? Wait, whoa, let's continue reading. And Miz was like, I'm too afraid to shape him. So I was right, the probation officer did die. Muzutani already knew. He knew his own body. That's why I couldn't resist you after all. I'm all alone again. Alone. And then he hears the trading of the Shinobu fight. Wait, what? It's like a dream. A dream, huh? No. He looked at his hand. The dream starts now. I'll do it. I'll become world champion. And we see footage of Marcus Rosario. What do we think? No matter how we look at it, he's strong. We got Mashiba, coach, talking to this other guy who's also part of the Mashiba team. And the guy's like, it feels 50-50. And Mashiba's coach like, I certainly can't say it's in our favorites. The real problem is if we get inside. Another guy says, since you've been able to find, well, since we haven't been able to find any sparring partners who can infight at this level, yeah, at this high level, I'm worried about him facing the real thing. It sounds like even Osaka, there's a sparring partner. Sure, it's bad all around. Are you saying there's not anyone anywhere? A southpaw who can fight on a high-end level with fast head movements and fast stepping. There's nobody who can do that at all. The key to achieving a dream is who? So that's the chapter. Well, boys and girls, let's do a nice recap. Number one, I knew the probation officer was dead as soon as he started coughing. I knew he was gone. And we heard mentioned earlier, oh yeah, so this was the same guy that food.
Mashiba's little sister? Oh, if you already know about her, I don't need to explain much.
Huh?
Well, as it turns out, I just met with Mashiba's former probation officer.
His probation officer?
You remember back all the way back to when Ippo was about to, well yeah, when Ippo was about to fight Mashiba, and Fuji mentioned Mashiba's probation officer. This must have been who he was talking about. This Mizutani, that guy. And then we get to Mashiba in the gym. And his coach is like, before he even start, he's just out there sparring. It's his first time being in the gym, and he's like, "You can aim to be world champion. You're so great." You know what they could have used that line for? They could have used it from back when, you remember back in yeah, I brought this up recently as well. All the way back in Champions Road, where Mashiba's coach is like, you'll realize when you reach the top of the world that it will be you who changed and not the world. All of that, what that whole statement means nothing. The trash man outside. It means nothing now. It means nothing because it was never Mashiba. It was the other guy. But it gets even better, boys and girls. It gets even better. Did we need to see Kumi tell him? No. Then it turns out, well, you know, Mashiba has to be going. So I don't understand. Like that makes what Mashiba said to Kumi earlier don't make any sense. Well, you know, we already know how the other guys treated me.
Come on, Kumi, you know it's true. No matter where I work, I'm always the first to be laid off. And for them, the reason is simple. No matter what I do, it's always the same. He's a troublemaker. Who knows what he's up to, but get rid of him before we find out.
We barely seen Mashiba work a job. So what? Like, what was even the pre? Like, we've barely seen him work a job. So whatever this whole, they'll hire anybody.
That's true, but they can't get anyone to work there right now, so they'd hire trained monkeys if they could find them. Otherwise, they'd give me the boot.
But like, they'll hire monkeys if they could, but nobody would work there. Where is it a whole where they just put on a good face, but we all know when the push come to shove, I'm gonna get fired. Where was all that in the backstory? What was it? And then Kun was like, well, you can't talk about that with your new boss. Why would he even say all these things when he's a friend of his probation officer? And he told me, well, we take guys like you in there all the time. So like the entire speech, manga and anime-wise, don't even mean nothing anymore. It doesn't. It's just thrown out the window. Doesn't matter.
No need to worry. Even if I get laid off again, there's no reason to stress out about it. There's always boxing to keep us alive.
And then the blasphemy. Well, he's fighting Miata, and it wasn't the fact his desperation to give Kumi a better life. No, it wasn't that. It was his determination and drive to win.
I'm not gonna lose. I don't care who my opponent is. I can't afford to lose.
To fix him in his sister situation. No, it was the other guy that forced him into breaking Miata's foot and beating him. But it gets even better, boys and girls. It gets even better. The only reason this whole other guy died, it wasn't because Mashiba started to change. Oh no, it's because he got beat like by Makunouchi. The same Makunouchi he kept teasing and pushing around that, hey, I'm gonna get my get back. He's the enemy. He's the opposition. How dare you talk to him? Wait, this is Makunouchi. I thought talking to a woman be the last thing you would talk to that you got beaten like that. Really? This is him? This is him, really. And somebody say, well, how do you know? Because it went back, like the Tap 10 video, right? I skimmed through all the anime and manga to see the difference. So I remember this stuff. It's more or less one-to-one the manga, and it's just... So when you fought Ippo in sparring, that wasn't, well, that was just me being who I am. The demon was exercised. So when you fought Senmomura, how did Ippo exercise the supposed Mashiba demon when you turned back into the demon against Senmomura? And that's not addressed. So how was it? Well, it changed when I fought Ippo. Like, wait, what? Really? It didn't change when you fought Kimura and you didn't use any illegal blows and you fought him legitimately, and which is the only time you'll give Kimura credit? That was the only time Kimura was good to you in your entire career? Was that moment? That wasn't what changed you? Really? But no, the demon had to be exercised, and then, well, after he got dropped by Ippo, and his probation officer died. And then he realized he wasn't alone because of the Hero Paradise group that was cheering him on. You even got Itagaki in the background, the boss in his... This is garbage, man. This is trash. Like this, are you like you can see why I skipped the last chapter. I didn't just read that. No. I didn't just read that. No. Really? That's what we do. So not only is I can't control myself, I got voices in my head. Now he only changed because of Ippo? What is he, Senmomura? He's Senmomura now. And this is why it was better before he even went to all this stupidity. It really was. Like, all of this was not even necessary. And every time somebody chooses to do this, it seems like they always find a way to butcher the character. When Marvel does it, they butcher it. When DC does it, they butcher the damn character. Why is it every time they do this, they're always ruining something? Like with Peter David and the Maestro. The Maestro should be a monster. When Peter David got his hands back on him, what happened? He garbage. He didn't take on the X-Men. He didn't get, like, most of the things he got, he didn't even build it himself. He just adopted it from somebody else. Hercules gone crazy just because. Oh, well, he gonna go against Doom and the bomb. What? This is garbage. This is trash. And it's just like most of the things that Misha was done is not excused because it wasn't me. So if you're gonna focus on something, what about the multiple jobs he lost and how he was getting treated? Is that ever gonna get addressed? I don't. Wait, pause. Wait. Let me double check with the execution. I don't want to misspeak. Maybe in the previous chapter, I know I read it. It's been a while. I skimmed through it recently, but when I originally read it last week, I read it all the way through. I gotta make sure. I have to make sure because this is garbage. This is trash. Like what is this? Why? Wait, no, I was right, because it never addresses the job. It just brings, well, you know, yeah, 2 minors lead to give, that'd be quite tough. And then he gets hired, and then he gets into a fight, and he goes to jail. So, like, where was these multiple jobs he was getting fired from? Where was it, well, you know, I'm always the first one to get the boot, or he's a troublemaker. Like, where was all this? Where was it? And then how they how much they stripped away from Mashiba and his character. There was no desperation for a better life from him and his sibling. The reason why he cheated against Miyata, it was just, well, you know, it was the other guy. Are you serious? And then after Ippo got beat, Mashiba got beat by Ippo, he didn't even change. How did he change? He was the exact same. Arguably, he got even worse when Sawamura was brought up to the situation. So, he got suspended twice. Back to back. He had to move up 2 different weight classes. And somehow, Mashiba changed when he fought Ippo the first time. Even though he was still the same, all the way to the point where I want my revenge against Ippo in his sparring. And he was happy, And then it gets even worse. How did he get even better? And wasn't this the same dude who pretty much lied to Kumi? Oh, this was one of Ippo's best KOs. He didn't even win the fight. And then with Marcus Rosario, well, you know, we don't got really anybody who's like a southpaw or who's a good infighter. You better bring in Amai. You better bring in Hoshi. There's somebody across the corner. I swear if Hammond now shows up, it's just like, what's it? Now somebody said, why would it be a character we already know? The way it hinted towards the end, or who could it be who could help them out in this dire situation is just, this isn't Mashiba. And now any type of credit towards Mashiba improving his life or getting better, just let's throw it out the window. How come out of everybody in the series, Kimura can't do math or Yoki language, but somehow Mishiba's over there solving math problem? So Mishiba's not an idiot. He got IQ. He's intelligent. Not gonna bring up his school scores. Nothing. And to give him that off-brand someone more, well, I changed to the Ippo. Are you serious? There's a reason why it only works with Sawamura. And even when it worked with Sawamura, he didn't change. Like I said in that top 10 video. Well, you know, then he got bored. Like, I really don't know what else there is to say. I guess it's good that we find out who Fuji got all that information from. But now Mashiba as a character he's done. He's destroyed. From this further moment, all of this stuff is non-canon to me. I just hope the fight is worth it because like. He has no responsibilities. And then they get to the point where I even had to go see a psychiatrist. It's that beast of darkness, stupidity all over again. It's happening again. And then, well, you know, he looks pretty tough. He's another infighter. He destroyed many of them. I guess the only advantage he got is he's at Southpaw. Was it Juan Garcia, another high-tier infighter? Wasn't his like Pacific Championship another infighter? Well, he was on that same card with the Great Takamura. He was another infighter. All he's been fighting is infighter after infighter. What does he got? And that's why I said why I was interested, because he could be a counter puncher. No, he's not a counter puncher. So he's just another infighter. Could have gave him like Alien. You could have gave him like a actual. He fights like Kimura, but he's actually confident. He can actually switch inside and out. He's more similar to Mayata, how he can inbox and outbox, and he's a counter specialist. Perfect. A long range shootout to where it's just like, wow, just Mashiba guy really think about his timing. He gotta really attempt to set a trap. He gotta use his footwork. Nope. Another infighter, because that's what the doctor ordered. Another infighter. It wasn't just, well, you know, you got lazy or you didn't want to try. Like, you know, I could have made a video last week. I really could. Somebody was working on a Hulk video. I just chose not to do it because I don't know if it's good or not. It's just, well, you know, why do people like the Hulk? And it seems like people don't really care about Bruce Banner or who the Hulk actually is as a character. They just like that he's big and strong. Well, this is trash. This is garbage. And then the last piece doesn't really add anything. Why do we need a complete recap of everything that just happened? Why? And if you go do something like this, can we at least wait till we get to the point where the fight is about to happen? And just like, well, that's another thing, but I didn't notice this, right? The parallels, when Mashiba was about to fight Juan Garcia, he was laying down and thinking about his life decisions, similar to how Moore was when he fought Ippo. I found that to be pretty funny. I didn't think about that until now, but it was both laying down before the match and watch Itagaki waste his career away just because. Got 10,000 other characters. We gotta have the Mashiba fight right away because of reasons. Of reasons. Yes. So I just hope you understand of why. Of why. This is not some type of random old thing. This is not just, well, you know what, this and that. And then, like, Mashiba went into training camp, like, what, last month? The one before that? Just, we could have gotten these chapters before the whole, I want to go to the beach, Ippo. Just wasting even more time. Like, this is like the worst spree of Ippo I've ever seen, boy. This is horrible. I've never seen a character assassinate like this, boy. I was holding off calling it character assassination, but this is not Mashiba. We've known this character for over 1,000 chapters, and this is him. Just no. Just, all I gotta say, I hope everybody else can enjoy this brain dead garbage. But this is not what I signed up for all those years ago. This is not the Mashiba that I knew. This is not him. Really, he broke me out his foot just because he couldn't control himself, really? But he doesn't address what happened with Moore? Really? And what about the other time he got fouled out and caused another career opportunity? So that never gets addressed. That never gets brought up. He just, well, I didn't think about anything until I got the belt. Did you have a cheering fan base when they showed up before that? When that was there, when he fought that infighter on the Sendo card, when they was fighting in the back room. Remember that one infighter guy where he's just like, hurry up, ring the fucking bell. Kumi was wearing that headband. The whole cheering squad, they existed. They just didn't just show up when he fought Shinobu. So, in my opinion, this butchers any type of growth of Mashiba. Everything I loved and enjoyed about the character was just like, he's just like, the guy's amazing. He's just, no. It's, like, this is not the character. Like, people have been reading for 30 years. This is, like, what? So, like I said, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this channel after Ippo, or I'm just gonna make other videos, or just hopefully the webcomic takes off and I can do comic books, or I end up in the Air Force or whatever. But it's just I can't keep doing this, man. I thought I didn't have nothing to read before. I'm not really reading One Piece. I'm not doing that. I'm not a fan of Jujutsu Kaisen. King of the Megaliths is something that I don't know why I'm keeping up with it. I don't know why. I said it was interesting Boruto. Besides that, I'm not reading anything. And at most times, like, Ippo is like the best thing of the week, the best thing I got. I love making these videos. I love these characters. But I can't love this. I can't. It seems like characters don't improve. Everybody stays stagnant. Nobody gets any better. Nobody gains any extra dimensions. Where are people getting feints at? Where is this at? You got Amaya Itagaki just sitting there doing nothing. Nothing. No, Itagaki's doing, no, Amaya's doing something, but it's never addressed. He's not adding in anything extra to his technique, just like Hoshi. I don't see why that would affect him that much, since he always wanted to fight Ippo. He never wanted to be Ippo. He never wanted to be Ippo Trend. So, when Ippo disappeared from his goals, he just moved on to the next. His next target was Ippo and Sendo. I mean, Miyata and Sendo. And I was like, bro, there's no way Amaya can take on Miyata and Sendo. Boy, he was just, for him, it was just on to the next. So why is he not getting no extra technique or extra dimension to his game and his boxing ability? The end fighters are pretty much nothing to him. Nothing. And that's why I was also mad with Juan Garcia, because he didn't bring anything special to the table. He wasn't a counter specialist. He wasn't something he's never dealt with before. He wasn't some type of textbooks machine. He was just, he's nothing, and that's why he's a forgettable character. No one's talking about no Juan Garcia. It'd be like to talk about that rabbit guy who was beating up Takamori when he showed up with the panda costume and Takamori one-shot him. This is not a guy we're going to remember. This is not one of part of Mishiba's top 5 or top any fights. That fight is at the bottom. So I just... We went from one of the most well-developed, well-rounded boxing characters in the world to I can't control myself. Kuma, you need to get out the house just because. Well, you know, I did defend that relationship, but now he's back to being an enemy. So how has he grown? How did Ippo change him? How? When he so this is why months ago, I think it was like a year or two now, where I was mad when that whole stupid Juan Garcia thing happened. This is why, because it's just only gotten worse. I'm throwing out $5 that Sendo won't use to cross guard in the fight against Ricardo Martinez. I'll throw down $10 that we not even see a super smash or a southpaw smash. Because at this rate the series is going, it's like damn, like this is worse. The fights have gotten worse. The story, the character development have gotten worse. The melodramas everything's gotten worse. Like, we might have a highlight here and there, but this is garbage. And this stuff needs to be put down, needs to be shot. This is horrible. It is quite sad. I really did like Mishima. Just to see how far he comes, to see how far he's developed, to see how he improved in his personal life and in the boxing ring. Now it wasn't his fault. Now it wasn't desperation. It was just he couldn't control himself. And he couldn't control himself until, you know, he had the fan base. So that also destroys what his coach told him. Where it's just like, you realize when you make it to the top, it wasn't the world that changed, that's you. Now it's just, well, you know, it was the world that changed. It destroys the Shinobu fight. It destroys like a lot of things that came before. And this is, when I'm gonna read for the chapter, it is the worst chapters, and the worst series of chapters, and the worst backstory we have ever, hands down. Shinoda and Fuji had a better backstory than this. And Mishiba's backstory didn't need to be elaborated on. He was a former troubled delinquent who lost his parents, along with his sister, and he's dedicated himself to taking care of his sister. There's nowhere, there's a beast inside me I can't control. There was no animal I've become. It was just Mishiba. And now it's whatever. Well, it's been MSWK. If you guys like the video, like, comment, subscribe, and peace.